Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the first stream with AD Plays without Chops of Cheeky in tow. So this could be an interesting one. It certainly won't be as noisy on your ears. So that'll be nice for you. It would be nice if someone could confirm you can see and or hear me. And I'll let you know what we're going to be doing today. First of all, I'm going to start off playing a game that I keep coming back to. I've completed it several times, but I still replay the various individual levels that I quite enjoy. And it's called Train Valley. I don't know if any of you have played it. Hopefully you can see the game okay and also hear the background audio. There's some rather funky music playing. Let me know what the levels are like compared to my voice. So the first level is a fairly basic tutorial, so we'll run through that. I'll explain the way I'm going to play it. You can proceed to the next level simply by not dying effectively by making it to the end. However, it does also give you 3 advanced objectives on each level, and I'm not going to proceed to the next level until I've completed all 3 of those advanced objectives within the same playthrough of a level. So the tutorial is very simple, as you would expect. Teaches you what you need to do in the game. So the first thing we have to do is build this track here. And then it also wants us to build a track around here, so let's do that because the game says so. And then just to make things easier for myself, it's often quite handy to have a nice ring so that you can send, if I need to get a train from blue to red, I can either send it across the top or around the bottom. So you see there it's asking me to dispatch a train from the red station to the blue station. Clicking on the train starts it in motion. And I can then change the settings of the various points along the train's journey. So I need to make sure that the points on the left send it to the blue station. Can anybody hear me? It would be nice if someone could confirm that. There we go, the game's telling me I need to direct trains from the appropriate stations to the destination of the correct colour. So the blue train's about to arrive at its station. And you will see my score will go up accordingly, because games. There we go, we now have to get that train from the blue station to the red station, and because it's the only train on the track, we'll just send it around the top as before. As I say, this is a very basic tutorial level, just introducing you to the aspects of the game, so that once you get into the later levels you know what's going on. We now have a yellow station, so if we link that up to our rail network, you see I've just completed one of my quests, which is to build 46 or more track tiles. I now have another train to go from blue to red. That's fairly simple. My other objectives are to dispatch at least 1 extra train, which is what it will remind me to do in a little later, and to earn at least $5,000, and I've currently earned $4,300. The game is louder than me. Thank you, Mrs. H. I will turn it down a little bit. How does that sound now? There we go. It's now telling me I need to click here to dispatch an extra train, which is another one going from red to blue. So once the train has arrived at the red station, it won't let me dispatch a train while the one is arriving. So we will dispatch that one, and then I can send the train from the yellow station up to the red. So now having this section of track around the bottom is handy, because I can use the bottom track for the train going to the red station and the top track for the train going across to the blue. That's better. Thank you for confirming that, Mrs. H. Are you down there by yourself, or do you have an ankle biter for company? So that's essentially the tutorial completed. Once the train that I dispatched earlier arrives, so you see I've achieved now all 3 of my advanced tasks up in the top right hand corner. And when that train arrives, there we go, mission accomplished, and all 3 advanced tasks have gone green, so I can continue on to the next level. And this is where things start to get a little bit more more challenging than that first tutorial level. So our advanced objectives here are not to allow a train to arrive at the wrong station, dispatch at least 3 additional trains, and spend at least $60,000. So what I tend to find is that dispatching the extra trains early is often a good idea. I'm trying to remember where the remainders of the stations appear in this level, but let's just build a track going down this direction for now, and we'll send this train off. Oh, that was a good guess. See, we've also got a train going to the light blue station. So what you can do, which I didn't show you in the tutorial level, is by clicking on a train you can ask it to stop and then to reverse direction. So what I'll do, I'll allow the red train to get down somewhere in the region of these points here, and then just click on it to stop it. And then once the blue train has gone past, I can resume the red train on its journey by pressing the play button, or I can reverse its direction by pressing the reverse arrow. So while it's quiet, I'll get another extra train out. So I've got this train here going to light blue, which I'll have to leave until the red one's arrived. But the train from light blue going up to green I can dispatch immediately and let that get on its way. Well, Mrs. H is all alone, all by herself. Chops did say she might watch my stream so she can critique me later, but it appears that the lure of TikTok on her phone is all the more important than watching her dad's streaming career get off to a flying start. Okay, so we've got another train going to red. We can dispatch this blue train now. I have dispatched one of the 3 additional trains. I think when that green one arrives it should become 2. Yes, so I'll now dispatch another one, which is going from green to red. I can kick that one off now, and it probably won't reach here by the time the blue one has already gone past. So I can just let the 2 go through. How are the audio? Oh, you did say the audio levels are better now. Thank you, Mrs. H. Okay, so I now need to send the train from blue up to green, and the red up to the green as well. I have $72,000, so what I will do is I will build another track going around that way. So if need be, I can send trains 2 ways, which should free up the tracks a bit. So for example here, this one going from light blue needs to go to red, so I'll send that down to the bottom, and the one from red to green I will send around the top. So there shouldn't be any confliction, and we can get the job done a bit more efficiently. Okay, so we've now dispatched all of our extra trains. We currently haven't allowed a train to arrive at the wrong station, and we've spent enough money. So all the objectives are complete, so all we need to do now is complete the time, which is shown by this blue bar up at the top. Once that reaches the end, the level will be complete. So I just need to make sure that in the meantime I don't send any trains to the wrong station, because that would be bad. People get cross. We'll link up our new yellow station to our network. In the meantime, once this train arrives at green, I can dispatch the next one down to blue. And this one going to red I can also send. The 2 shouldn't conflict, hopefully. I find this game quite relaxing, but also sufficiently... It can get quite frenetic at times. Some of the later levels you end up with trains on collision courses and having to meet lots of extra trains, and also in some levels you're not allowed to stop a train, which makes things a bit more difficult. You've got to time the dispatch of trains to make sure they can get to their destination without coming into conflict with any others. Now on this level I can actually allow the trains to crash into each other if I needed to. That's not one of the advanced objectives, but you'll all agree, I'm sure, that it'd be better if we don't have too many train crashes while we're playing. We do also have the option of speeding up time, so if things remain fairly quiet coming towards the end of the level, I can speed up the trains rather than have to sit and watch them chug along from one station to another. Train off to yellow from red. Get the points in the right position for that. So it looks like we're getting relatively close to the end of the level now, maybe another year or two. In-game years, obviously. Another train off to yellow. Yellow's obviously popular at the moment. The thing about this game as well, generally all the levels are the same, but the order the stations appear and also the trains that you get assigned is all random. So playing the same level through twice, it's not just a question of remembering, oh, in 30 seconds I'll get a train that needs to go from red to yellow. So there is a certain amount of uncertainty in replay value, which is good. Some of the later levels do get quite challenging. It's quite satisfying to have worked out a good layout for the tracks to enable you to get around all the stations as you need to. Let's set this green train going. We can always hold the red one as it arrives. The amount of money you earn for each train depends on how long it takes you to get the train to its destination. You can see that the amount of money above it will tick down slowly. Okay, so this looks like it's the last train, so we'll just speed up time. And there we go, first proper level completed with all 3 of the advanced mission objectives. So we'll see what it's got in store for us next. The 5 tabs on the interface are all broadly themed around different countries. The first one is France, the second one is the US, third one is Russia. Then we go to, I think it's Japan, and finally to Germany, which I believe was an expansion DLC, which I have access to. So let's see what the next level in France is like. We need to earn at least $50,000, destroy objects with a total worth of at least $20,000, and this time avoid train crashes. So if I do have a train crash, then that would be the advanced objective failed immediately. So we don't have to dispatch any extra trains, which at least removes that pressure. I can just wait for trains to appear naturally. And as I do need to destroy objects, let's start out by destroying that rather nice house that was there and get the trains off and running. So I've already destroyed $12,000 worth of objects out of the 20,000 that I need to. Let's link the orange station up to our network. You see fairly obviously with this big thing in the middle, there is a natural ring that we will end up populating around the outside. I believe a station appears up in the top left, one in the top centre and another one at top right. So as they start to appear, we'll expand our network accordingly. One going to orange, so we just send this the long way around for now, save our cash until we've earned a bit and need the money later for the expansion of the tracks. I quite like the background music in this game as well. It's quite relaxing. Okay, this can't dispatch this train to red yet unless I were to build around the top, but I think we'll leave that for now. Wait until things get a little bit busier before we start spending too much money. As you can see, we got $36,000. We pay taxes every year, which are currently $1,000. So we need to be careful that we don't. One way to fail a level is to go bankrupt. So we need to make sure that we have sufficient money at the end of each year to pay our taxes, because paying taxes is obviously what we all should be doing. Good afternoon, Cahorn. Welcome along. Hope you're not too disappointed that it's me by myself today. Playing a little Train Valley, which is a game I come back to time and time again. I'm not sure if it's one you've experienced before. Glad to have you aboard anyway. So essentially what we're trying to do is direct trains around the network that we have to build as we go along. And for each level we have 3 advanced objectives displayed at the top right hand corner. In this one we have to earn at least $50,000, destroy at least $20,000 worth of objects, and avoid train crashes. So we've now got the yellow station, so let's expand our network around the top so that it gives us another objective, another route rather, to send our trains around. I'm now quite low on cash, so I need to be careful I don't overspend. I need to pay my taxes at the end of every game year, which is about to happen, so that you'll see my money will drop by $1,000. There we go. But I do earn money every time I get a train to arrive at the correct station. So my last objectives, I need to make sure I earn $50,000. I've only earned 18 so far. So I think what I need to do is start dispatching some extra trains to try and make a bit more money. So we'll get all of these running. I'll send that one round the outside. Just going to need to pause this blue one for a second to let the yellow one leave the station and get out of the way. There we go, we can resume that. He's going round to the orange, so once this blue one goes over the points, I need to change them. And this one is going round to yellow. Let's send that one the long way around. Oh, we've got a bit of an issue here. I'm going to need to destroy some tracks so that I can connect up this new station correctly. So let's just destroy those tracks and bring this track down here. So it's starting to get a little bit busy now. Just need to be careful that I try and get all my trains to the correct station. Just complete my destruction task. There we go. He's going to red, send that one up to purple. He's going to yellow, and so is he. Whoops. Almost had a train crash there, which would not have been good. That would have been an instant failure on this level, I think. Yeah, avoid train crashes. Indeed, I could just send them going round and round in circles if I wanted to, but I'm not sure that would do me an awful lot in terms of completing the level. So I'm going to dispatch a few extra trains to try and get me up to the 50,000. I'm not far off now, so these last few trains that I need to get to arrive. There we go, just succeeded on that one. So he's going to orange, which looks good. He's going to red. He's going to blue. So we'll leave the red one until the orange one has got out of the way. And we'll send the blue one down to around here. And again, once the orange one is clear, we can send that the rest of the way. Good point. I did wonder about webcam positioning. Let me just try and resolve that now. Let's put that up there. There we go. You can now see the yellow station. Thank you for pointing that out, Cahorn. going to be quite a tricky game, this one, to get the webcam positioned for each level, so I may have to do a bit of live overlay editing in between each level as we see where the stations end up. Okay, so it's now saying I'm not allowed to dispatch any extra trains, which means I've reached the end of the level. So once all of these trains arrive at their destination, that will be it. So I'll just speed up time. We don't need to watch them chugging along. And there we go, there is the next level, complete with all 3 advanced objectives. I'm not sure whether you were here at the start, Cairhorn, but what I like to do, just to make it a bit more challenging for myself, is to earn all 3 advanced objectives in the same play session. You don't actually need to do that. Simply completing the level is enough to unlock the next one. But just to make things a little bit more interesting, I like to do all the advanced ones too. So on this one I need to build 100 or more track tiles, dispatch at least 5 additional trains and not destroy any tracks. So I need to make sure all my tracks are in the right place here. So in this one I think we do end up with a station up here somewhere. So let's just move the webcam. I believe I can put it down here. I don't think we end up with a station all the way down there. So I do need to be dispatching additional trains here, which is quite hard to do when you've only got 2 stations, because obviously there's only one route for them to travel on. So now we've got our 3rd station. It's going to give me a bridge to get across there. Let's dispatch the extra train. Sadly is going to blue, so that didn't help me. Let's see, the next extra train is going to orange, so I'll let those 2 meet somewhere around the middle and do a bit of clever juggling, stopping the blue train probably to allow the orange one to get to its destination. Yeah, thanks Cairhorn. If it finds I'm adjusting the webcam too much, then I may just reduce the size of it and plonk it up in the top corner. The stations appear all over the place on all the various levels, so it's a bit difficult to know exactly where to put it. So we've now got a yellow station up in the top left, which makes it a bit easier to dispatch extra trains. What I think I'll do, I'll stop the blue train here somewhere to let me get this yellow one out. One thing you have to be careful is that if a train sits in its station for too long, it will actually leave of its own accord. So you sometimes find you've got 2 trains on a collision course with nothing you can do about it. So you need to be a little bit careful not to allow trains to sit waiting in the origin station for too long. Yeah, let's get this blue one going. Got another blue one to there. Get this orange one out as soon as we can. Then we'll send this red one off. How are we doing? We have dispatched 3 of the 5 additional trains. So let's send another one out. That's quite handy. Another one going to orange. So we'll send that one off. So how's your weekend been, Cairhorn? What are you up to today? Chops has decided she just wants a chill day today, so she didn't want to join me on stream. So we'll see how I get on by myself for the first time. So I'll have to pause this yellow one for a second just to allow the red one to go across. We can't dispatch the purple one until we get the yellow one out the way. There we go. So that makes things a little bit easier for us later on. There's another station to appear down in the bottom left, and we've now got this bridge to give us another route down to so again we end up with a circle around the middle that we can use to send trains in both directions without them having to wait for too long. Hollow Knight, I'm not aware of that. What kind of game is that, Kayhon? Okay, we seem to be doing okay. We've got to build a few more track tiles to complete our final objective, but once the station appears down in the bottom left, that should more than cover that, I would think. And then it's just a question of getting to the end without destroying any tracks, which happens if you crash a train, so that's something else you need to be aware of. When two trains crash into each other, then they destroy the tracks underneath them. There we go, I believe that's the final station, so we can link that up. And now we've got a nice little network to be able to send things in a nice circle. That's right, I seem to remember on this level I often end up building an extra little loop here just to satisfy the build a certain number of track tiles objective. So there we are, we've got all the objectives completed. That was unfortunate. I suppose I could send him the long way around. "2D platformer, you get to kill bugs." Oh, okay. I'd say platform games are one that I've never really got into particularly, even though back in the Spectrum days 2D platformers were kind of all the rage, the things like Manic Miner and that sort of thing. In more recent years I seem to have divided myself into either first-person shooters or puzzle games. Oh, one thing I do need to do at some point now, we've got a bit of a better setup at home. I have room to get my steering wheel out of the loft again, so I may have a go at some racing games with a wheel at some point. That was a genre that I did particularly enjoy back in the day. So send this green train down here, keeps him out of the way of the orange. We're getting quite near to the end of the level, so once this extra train symbol goes grey, that means all of the trains have been dispatched for this level. And I tend to just make sure everything's set with appropriate point settings, and then just speed up time to get to the end of the level a bit quicker. Yeah, I do like a racing game. It was probably the first real genre I got into when I got a PC back in the days of Grand Prix 2 days. Used to have endless fun playing F1 games. But like I say, you need a fairly decent amount of space to set the wheel and the pedals up, which was something we didn't have until recently. One of the side effects of lockdown here in the UK was that I've been working from home for the last 12 months, which has meant gradually converting our spare room more into an office. So the bed has gone. I've got the old computer desk that we used to use before Chops was born, when we needed the space in that room for her to sleep. That's now set up alongside a decent chair, so I now have the space to set up the wheel as well, and we can do some racing games. So there we go, there's another level complete, all 3 advanced objectives. I've just realised I've got my monitor set up very high at the moment, so let's just drop that down a little. That may well ruin the position of the webcam slightly. Oh, no, it doesn't look too bad. There we are. And on to the next level. So at the end of each country there's another level where basically the objective is just to score as many points as you can. I tend not to bother with them. I don't find them particularly pleasing, really. So in this level I've got to earn $120,000, avoid train crashes and not allow trains to arrive at the wrong station. I seem to remember this is quite a nice level. You start off with a single bridge going across this gorge. And then later on you get a second bridge so that you can have trains going in both directions. So as the level gets a little bit busier, in order to reach the money target as well, you do need to be dispatching the extra trains early. Otherwise, if you just allowed it to give you the trains that it would, then you wouldn't end up making enough money. So unfortunately I haven't played this level in a while and I can't remember whether the second bridge comes above or below this one. I think it's above. So one thing you can do is get the second lot of tracks in ready with crossover points in readiness for when the bridge arrives. So let's just do that. And let's hope I've messed that up, so let's get that track out of the way. So need to get rid of that one. Let's reshape this to something like that. No, done it again. There we go. Let's see how that goes. So you can see I can now send this blue train along the bottom bridge, but I can hold the yellow train on the top track in readiness for the blue train passing. So I can now get this green train up. Hopefully it will be out of the way before the blue. Ah, there we go. The bridge has now appeared. Just too late for that train to use it. So once we get this green one out of the way, I can now send these on their merry way. Hopefully there's room on that top track for the yellow train to get out of the way. Yes, there is just. Oops, no there isn't, and I failed. So there we go, first mission failure. So let's restart that level. So you've been working part-time at home and you've been work laptop in the living room, no spare room in the computer room. Yeah, it's at the start of lockdown I was perched on the end of the bed in the spare room against a very tiny computer desk, which within a week or so had really messed with my back. So we propped the bed up against the window and got a computer chair, so that made things a little bit better. But as the weeks turned into months, we decided it would be probably worth getting rid of the spare bed and converting the spare room into a computer room. And it has made things a lot more comfortable. Certainly means we can stream now, which is good. We've got the green screen behind me, room for 2 chairs in front of the computer desk. So it has made a big difference. I think it's helpful having a room that is the room you go into work, and then at the end of the day I can leave that room and I know that my work is done for the day, rather than if the living room is also where you work, there's no mental switch over between your work day and your own day. So you can find, I guess, that you end up working more in your own time, which is not good for the mental health. So we need to send this one down in here and hope there's room for it. It is. It's quite a short train, thankfully. Then once the green one passes out of its way, we can let it continue its journey. Yeah, I did find it hard at the beginning working from home. There's just too many distractions on my own PC, unfortunately. You know, it's all too easy to, you know, find yourself browsing web pages and, you know, playing the odd little game or something when you're supposed to be working. But you know, some 13, 14 months later, then it's kind of become the normal routine. And I do try to, you know, as I say, I don't work generally outside of the computer room. So I know that once I leave the computer room, that's pretty much my work day done. Okay, we've got both bridges in play now, which is helpful. We can get trains going in both directions without any fear of them colliding. I will keep dispatching extra trains. I do need to be careful to keep an eye on the money, because dispatching an extra train costs $3,000. Obviously I don't want to go bankrupt. There's still several more stations to appear in this level as well. Need to be careful to get this green train out at some point before it decides to leave of its own accord. So I'll send this green one out. Hope it'll get out of the way before the red one arrives. It doesn't look like it will. I'll also dispatch this green one on its merry way. You're going to have to pause for a second, as will you. Okay, you can now carry on. Just need to be a little bit careful here. No conflict with that one, but it will conflict with the other green one. So we'll just stop that. So looks like it should work out nicely. So we're going to send the blue one up over the... Whoops, sent that to the wrong station. Am I allowed to do that? No, I'm not. So I'm on the... Okay, so that's this level failed again by not paying attention. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard at the start. I have played through this game several times, K-Horn, so I've got a fairly good idea of each level and how to structure the tracks. So, whoops, that went wrong. Am I allowed to destroy tracks? Yes, I am. Good. Now I'm not allowed train crashes either in this level, K-Horn, to meet all three of my objectives. So I think that was pretty much stalemate there. Not much I could do. Trying to work out what I can do around here. I'm not sure if I've messed up the layout. I don't think I could have done much different. So I think the bridge appears at the top. So I need to somehow get this track in here. Hopefully it will appear fairly soon. Then I can start dispatching trains and make sure I don't send them to the wrong place. I've just noticed I'm covering up the station at the bottom left, so bear with me 1 second. Let me move. There is let's put this one up here in the middle for now, because I don't think we're going to get any stations in the middle of that volcano. there's the second bridge, that's handy. Okay, so we can start moving some trains over the top bridge now. Let's get both of these across. Then we can let the yellow one carry on to its destination. There we go. Hello Chops, hope you're enjoying the stream. Am I up to par with your high standards or what? How'd you like this game? I did try and get you interested in this game a while back, but you didn't seem that bothered. I guess each to his own, or her. Starting to get a little bit busy now, this is good. Okay, got a couple of trains on a collision course up there, just need to be a bit careful of. That was quite tight, but we made it. Okay, I'm going to go a bit quiet here as I try and work out where to send all these trains. We've got the green one going around there, we've got the blue one coming here, and the purple one will need to go up there. Let's go into red. Blue is okay, just need to get the green one into there. Purple one up there. Okay, we've now met all of our objectives, which is good, so we just need to make sure we don't have any crashes and not allow any at the avoid crashes and avoid at the wrong station. So let's send the red one this way, send the green one. And we'll send this orange one up there as well. go, tried to get too clever. Right, we will do it this time. Right then. Let's focus this time, AD. Let's see if we can not mess this one up. What else is Chopsy up to, Mrs. H? I dare say there's some YouTube or TikTok going on. She's not just watching her dear father play silly train games. Wasn't what I meant to do. Hopefully the yellow one gets out of the way. Yes, it does. Watching YouTube, but of course, Mrs. H. Can't expect a teenager to focus on a single thing at once. I guess that was a bit too much to expect. Okay, once this yellow one goes, we'll send the blue one over. Pause this one here as long as it's short enough. Yes, it is. Wasn't I a teenager once? Yeah, but we didn't have as many distractions back then. We had 3 channels on the telly, and that was about it. In my mid-teens, I did get a Spectrum, which gave me something else to do, but life was a whole lot simpler back then. Ah, we've got the second bridge. I didn't spot that. Okay, start sending trains over that one as well then. Oops. Just need to be a bit careful here. I've got these all stacked up. Whoops, he's catching him. Didn't spot that. That was close. Make sure we stop him in good time. There we go. It's always nice when you dispatch an extra train and it gives you such a simple route. this green one going before he gets bored and decides to go by himself. No, that's the yellow one. So I'm going to send him down there along with him. He can go along the top. So hopefully this red one will get out the way of the green. Looks like this could be a bit tight. Need to do some squeezing up here. Try and get this blue one out the way. There we go. So now they can carry on. Well, that was a bit close for comfort. Whoops. Luckily I can send him, whoops, and this one. Okay, getting a bit overloaded here. Right, get these set properly. And this one. Okay, they're now going to the correct destinations. Okay, so all the objectives are now met. I just need to make sure I don't do anything silly, like let those two crash like I almost did. Okay, that's essentially all of the trains now, so we just need to make sure they can all get to their destination without crashing, and we should be good. Pre-team we had 6 TV channels, 2 Dutch, 2 German, 2 Belgium. Okay, that probably helped, especially if you could speak all the languages. Yeah, once the commercial TV arrived, quality went down the drain. I absolutely agree there. We now have several hundred channels. Oh, Hussein, thank you very much for the host. Welcome along to the stream. A bit of a different one today. Yeah, we now have several hundred TV channels, and luckily a PVR, so we record everything that we think we might want to watch, and we watch it when we want to watch it rather than when the TV companies think it would be sensible for them to broadcast. So that certainly makes things a lot easier. Howdy Hussein, how's your Sunday going? If you're watching the Grand Prix, please keep it to yourself because I will be watching it later. We're playing a bit of Train Valley today without chops for a change. I'm not sure if you're aware of the game, but it's pretty good. I enjoy it. Bear with me a second while I hydrate. Okay, if you're watching the Grand Prix, then please keep it to yourself. You will go down rapidly in my estimation if you start spoiling it for me for later. Okay, so I have to earn at least 70,000, not destroy objects with a total of over 5,000, which is quite small. That's only about 3 or 4 objects, depending on what they are, and dispatch 4 additional trains. So the key in this level is this corner up here, not destroying too much stuff. So let's try and get that out of the way of there. Okay, we can go along to the green at the same time. And have we got the money to build to the red? Let's see. Oh dear, that was not a great start. Still, at least it lets me tidy up the mess I've made of those tracks. Hopefully that won't stop me completing the level. I did watch qualifying. Qualifying something I don't watch with as much relish as I used to. It was a shame for McLaren driver, the British guy whose name has completely escaped me. I'm sure Lando Norris. It was a shame for him that that brief foray off the track was enough to get his time deleted. But I tend to agree with Martin Brundle there. You know, they've drawn a racetrack for you. You should at least try and stick to it, rather than making up your own. You know, they've gone to they've added all the safety measures by taking away gravel traps and things like that. But it doesn't mean it's an extra bit of concrete that people can just use instead of the track. So I would favour the if you go over the white line, your time gets deleted approach. You know, stick to the track and have done with it. But you know, the drivers will do all they can to find the quickest way around the course, unless the rule makers give them a reason not to. Oh, well, that was a failure already. What was that? I destroyed too much, did I? Okay, have to try harder at this one then. As I say, this bit round here is always difficult to get everything in without destroying too much. So we'll just have to see how we go. Maybe I'll have to go round here rather than try and go up there to the blue station when it appears. Do you have a team or a particular driver that you follow, Hussein? Okay, so we've got our usual circular bit of track that gives us a couple of directions to send stuff. Try and concentrate this time. Have I destroyed anything yet? It doesn't look like I have, so that's good. I do need to be aware of earning enough money, so sending extra trains is the way to do that. So you seem to know this game, K-Horn. Is it one you've played before? Send him down the bottom. Make sure he goes around the top. Try and get this in without destroying anything. Not played for sometimes to fill a couple of hours. It certainly is. The good thing is each level you can generally do in 10, maybe 15 minutes. So as a quick time filler, it is quite a good game. Once you complete all the levels, you can then choose to replay them in whatever order you like. So what I tend to do is once I've completed the game, as I have a number of times, I will just dip in. I've got probably 3 or 4 of the later levels that I find quite satisfying but still challenging, so I tend to replay them on a regular basis just when I have a spare 5 or 10 minutes. So I got this yellow one going down to grey, which is a bit of a shame because he's in the way. I have to wait until he's till the yellow one has arrived. I'll keep the green one out of its way. See if we can get that one occupying this small portion of track. No, it would appear not. Okay. The grey train from the yellow station will just have to wait. 10 to 15 minutes could consider it to be educational. I'm not sure I would go that far, but it is. It does make you think. There's a certain amount of planning that has to go into each level. Unfortunately, you tend to need to play each level a few times to work out where the stations are, so that you know where to run the tracks. Let's also put in a little shortcut down there in case we need it. Could come in handy later. So he's going to red, he's going to green, so we'll have to send this one down around the bottom. We need to get this one up to the blue. Try and squeeze it in between. Oh, he's going the wrong way, but we can sort him out. I think I'm allowed to send trains to the wrong station if necessary on this level, but I should be able to stop him. Yes. And bring him back. Send that one the long way round to the yellow. Keeps it out of the way of this red. Get the grey one going as well. So I've not destroyed stuff, I still need to dispatch an extra train, so let's queue that one up. So this grey one's going down there, the yellow one can go up once he's out the way, and the green one can then go around this way. So there we go. All of our objectives are now met, so it's just a question of making sure that I do not destroy stuff, which includes tracks, I suspect, so be a bit careful there, not to crash any trains into each other. Okay, so once this red one's out of the way, I think I can speed everything up, because we're not allowed any more trains, so that's the end of the level. And there we go, our first level in the US completed. What I think I'll do, I'll see if I can get to the end of the US and then I'll switch to another puzzly game that I quite enjoy rather than do this whole stream. We'll see how we go. What do people think? Are people enjoying watching this, or would they rather I switch game about halfway through the stream? So what do I need to do here? Build lots of tracks, 8 additional trains and no crashes. So let's start out with the additional trains. Get him going. And nope. Get him going down there. This is one where I seem to remember you do need to be careful because it has a habit of dispatching the trains automatically quicker than perhaps you would expect them. So you don't want to have trains queued up in their station for too long. So you said, Hussein, you were playing an F1 game the other day. Do you play on a console with the controller, or do you have a wheel for it, or how do you find it? I've never really been able to do driving games with a console controller very well. So I do tend to play them with a wheel if at all possible. Obviously games like Mario Kart and that sort of thing I can manage, but I couldn't imagine playing an F1 simulator with a controller. I just realised my webcam is in an unfortunate position, so let's put it there. I don't think anything appears there in this level. I do know a station appears at the top left, so you wouldn't be able to see the track that leads to it. Do need to keep an eye on the amount of spare cash in this one, because there's some long runs of track to build. There's a station appears up at the top left there that needs a long run of track, so you need to make sure you've got the money for that once it becomes necessary. And also the extra trains I'm dispatching cost three and a bit thousand, $3,350 every time. I've still got 2 or 3 more of them to do. See, my available money went briefly red there when you get less than $10,000. So I need to build more tracks. That should be fine once this extra station comes in. I've still got 4 additional trains to dispatch, so I need to keep an eye on that. Yeah, it is good the way the bridges and tunnels appear. As I say, that's one of the semi-random... Whoops. Bear with me a second. As I make sure I send this orange train to the correct place. That's one of the semi-random elements, the order the stations appear and the order the tunnels and bridges as well. So it does give it a fair amount of replay value, which is nice. For money, yeah, we can afford that. There we go. So we've built all the track we need to, and I have another couple of extra trains to dispatch. I think at least one of them already exists. You only get the credit for dispatching an extra train once it arrives at its destination. So hopefully 1 or 2 of these ones that are going now will count into my quota. So we have 1 more train, so let's just send that, and now I will definitely have enough. Okay, there we go, it's just arrived, the last extra train we needed. So I just need to be careful not to cause any crashes. Zane is obviously intently focused on the Grand Prix, so probably means something interesting is happening. I don't want to know what it is, Hussein, so thank you for keeping it to yourself if there is something. Okay, we're coming near to the end of this one now. I did consider making a series of YouTube videos about this, doing one for each level with the track layouts that I've found seem to work quite well. Just wonder if people think there'd be much interest in that sort of thing. It's not a particularly challenging game, but it's always interesting. I always keep meaning to go and see if someone else has done something similar to see how my track layouts compare with perhaps what other people have come up with. K-Horn, I asked for no spoilers, come on. I did hear there's a TV programme in the UK called Would I Lie to You, where they have two team captains, each with two guests, and they have to read out a statement on a card which is either true or a lie, and the opposing team have to work out whether it was true or not. And one of the questions was regarding F1, and one of the panel, the team captains, described F1 as televised traffic, which I thought was quite amusing. Oh, the cars have spoilers as well. Well, we're not going to get out of this spoiler free then, are we, K-Horn? I need to build up a library of sound effects. You could have done with a boom tish for that little comment. Not sure if that translates to people in the Netherlands, but anyway. Okay, so this one, spend at least 100,000, do not allow a train to arrive at the wrong station, and earn at least 180,000. Now I seem to remember this is quite a challenging level to complete all of them. You've got to keep adding lots of extra trains to get up to your earnings, but also be careful that they don't end up going to the wrong station. And also you end up with 2 tunnels down at the bottom. So that is another thing you need to factor in. Fortunately, this is a level I've played often enough that I have the track layout pretty much memorized, so it's just a question of getting all of the components sorted in the same playthrough to meet all 3 objectives. I haven't watched enough of Lard's streams to know about the sounds that he uses. There are various. I was looking around various bits of software that you can use to create a sound bank for stream use. So I may have a look around for them and assign them to some buttons on my Stream Deck. Okay, so I've got a couple of oh, there we are. We got the extra bridge in already, the extra tunnel rather. So he's going to yellow, so we can assume we've got the money. We can build that immediately. Let's get these red trains going. And then we can send the purple one off as well. That was closer than I feared. I forgot that you can't stop a train for a few seconds after it's left the station, so okay, so we've got one to go to red. one to go to orange, and one to go to purple. So this red one, have I got the money to build up that bit of track? Need to be a little bit careful here. I've dispatched an awful lot of trains close together there, and there we go, messed that one up. No way of getting him turned round, I don't believe, without him going to the wrong station. Oh yes, there is. Well, that was quite lucky. Got a bit ahead of myself there. I could have all gone horribly wrong. Fortunately, it seems to have worked out. Lard stream's not suited for chops. No, it's difficult to find a family-friendly stream, right? I think I have watched some of Lard's, and we have raided him a couple of times. And you know, generally, I think he's been playing F1 actually, an F1 game when we've raided him. So generally, though, they are okay for chops to see, but yeah, we do need to be a little bit careful. Okay, we're a little bit low on cash here, so I need to be a bit careful. Let's get him down to the orange. Okay, we've now got the bridge across the top, so once I've earned enough money to fill in that track, that will come in useful. Let's build that bit off and we can at least get him dispatched. If I'd sent him the right way, of course. Alright, we'll send him the long way around then. Okay, that worked out okay. So where's that train? That's a yellow one. So we are near our spending objective, but not our earnings objective just yet. So need to start dispatching some extra trains to make sure we meet. Oh, I allowed a train to arrive at the wrong station. It's not per se the content of the stream, plenty of stuff in there that's suitable, language and chat. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do have a fair idea of who the people are that tend to be a little on the sweary side. But having said that, Chops has been introduced to a fair few sweary streams in the past, so she's and she goes to a secondary school, so I'm sure she hears plenty in the playground there. So we probably shouldn't worry too much. Oh, I've messed that one up. Okay, let's. Hopefully, I'm allowed to destroy tracks in this. There we go. That's that sorted. Yeah. Also, the games that people play are sometimes not appropriate for a younger audience, so you have to bear that in mind. Try and pay a bit more attention on this one, not to end up with trains going into the wrong station. How are we doing? Can we afford that? Not really just yet, so wait for a couple of these to arrive. I can dispatch this yellow train down the bottom track first. go, and then fill in the rest of this, and that then means this one can go around that way. Have we got enough for that bit of track? Yes, I have. $1,600. This could be quite tight. Hopefully one of these trains will arrive before December when I owe my $1,500. Oh, $1,500 in tax. I can just about pay it this year, if need be. So I need to build up a bit of cash before I start spending much more money. Let's dispatch him in the hope we can fill in the track when we need to. How much do we need? 7,000. And we got 9. Okay, let's build that in now. Send him off to the purple one. I mean, this one will need to pause briefly. That may have been a bad idea, because we may not have enough for our taxes this year. I think we're going to go bankrupt. Yep. Okay. Bit more circumspect next time, not to spend too much money up front. You've been thinking of streaming Fallout 4, very much considering setting the 18+ limit on those streams. Yeah, no, plenty of streamers don't bother, but as Fallout games have alcohol and substance use in them, I don't think they're appropriate for younger viewers. I don't want to give the warning for each viewer that enters. Yeah, I think I would, based on the game I was playing, I would probably go by its PEGI rating initially. Obviously, anything that's, you know, maybe PEGI 16 or above, I would probably set it to a mature audience on the stream. It is a difficult one, though. I think in general people do seem to strike the balance right. You know, you get a feel very quickly for whether a streamer is particularly sweary or what his chat is like. So you know, it's up to you to make your choice as to what you want to watch, and also you're relying on the streamers giving you a good idea as to whether they would consider it as aimed at a mature audience or not. Okay, that's handy. We've got the second bridge, tunnel even. He's going to yellow, so let's send him off. Can afford that track, so that's good. Yeah, sometimes unfortunately this game will throw the tracks and the trains at you in a fairly unhelpful order. So you can struggle sometimes to get things off at the right places and still meet the objectives without running out of money. It's just one of the things that means it is replayable to a certain extent, I guess. How are we doing for cash? He's got to go to yellow, so we'll let him go through there. We'll also, I think, build that bit of track so that we can send this purple one off. So he's going to yellow, he'll be going to purple. That should all be okay. And we got about 10,000. So once that purple one's out of the way, we can start dispatching some of these reds. Leave that green one for now, because we need, whoops, missed a points change there. Get him turned round, send that one up there once he gets there. How are we doing? 12,000. Let's see if we can afford to build this. Yes, I think we can. Oh, no, 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 no. Trying to do too much at once. Yeah, I'm with UK Horn. There's no way Chops will be playing any games like that. I mean, she's watched, we've let her watch 15 films, but that after Mrs. H and I have watched them, and we've even watched films and sent Chops out of the room for a minute while we fast forward past a particular scene that we don't necessarily think is appropriate. We had to do that a couple of times with Terminator, for example, where the majority of the film was okay, but there were a couple of particularly gruesome scenes that we didn't think we really wanted her to watch. So, at the end of the day, it's down to the parents to use their judgment, really. Unfortunately, you can't make the rules such that I've messed that one up, haven't I? You can't set so many rules. People just have to take responsibility for their own actions and work out what they're happy with and what they're not. Right, let's see if we can do this level this time. Let's not mess about. Focus, Mr. H, focus. Saying has gone very quiet. It must be a really good race. I'm looking forward to it this afternoon now when I get a chance to watch it, or probably more likely this evening. At one point, Chops did start asking when we could go take her to a Grand Prix. I used to attend Grand Prix back in, I think it was the late 90s was when I first started. We used to go to the British Grand Prix every year. And then after a couple of years of doing that, we also started going to the Belgian Grand Prix. Which is a fantastic place to go, and it was, compared to the British Grand Prix also, it was very, very cost effective. We used to go to Belgium to a holiday park, a centre park it is now, I believe. It wasn't back then, and we'd spend the whole week in this holiday park and then go to the Grand Prix for the weekend, and it would essentially cost us pretty much the same as it would cost us just to go to the British Grand Prix for a weekend or so. Yeah, I know Mrs. H Chops is not interested anymore, so it means that I sadly can't really monopolise the family telly during a Sunday afternoon to watch the race. Otherwise she gets upset. Maybe I should put my foot down and be a bit more ruthless. She's shaking her head frantically, apparently. Oh, okay. At what? The prospect of me taking over the telly for every Sunday afternoon, or the prospect of going to a Grand Prix? Need to be a bit careful. This orange train is catching up the red one, so just give it a little pause. Now this orange one is catching up to the other orange one. He's going the wrong way. Stop, 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 stop. Right, hopefully we are sorted again now. Let's not build that track just yet. Don't want to run out of money. How much do we need for that? 9,000. Yes, let's do that one in readiness for this blue one coming over. And then once this blue one has arrived, I should hopefully have enough to build the track over the little bridge up top. So he's going up to blue, the next one's going to purple. Let's get another train ready. He's going to blue as well. How are we for money for that one? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, I've spent enough money now, I just need to make sure I earn plenty. How much we got? 13, so we can build this track in here. So start dispatching some extra trains now to try and ramp up this money count. So you can get this one to yellow before he does. Okay, I need to stop him. He's going to orange, he's going to purple, so they'll need to wait for a bit. Get this blue one out of the way. So he's going to yellow, he's going to orange, so we need that link there. Blue one can go around the top. Could have dispatched that one from orange to red, but let's not get too overloaded. Okay, so all my trains are now running. I cannot dispatch any more. So hopefully I will have enough to meet my objective in terms of money for this level. So we need to get this one dispatched as quick as we can. How far away are we? 17,000. So he's 6, he's 13, so we should hopefully be okay. 8,000 now, he's 6 of that, and he's another 12, so that looks like it will be good. So his tracks are all set correctly. Get her into racing games and see if the interest returns. That's not a bad idea, K-Horn, although I can't see her having the patience for a full-on F1 simulator. And I'm not sure Mario Kart would quite cut it in terms of getting her into F1. Okay, so this time we've got to dispatch 10 additional trains, no more destroying objects again, and not destroying tracks, so that means no crashes. This one I seem to recall is a relatively straightforward level. Where is my camera? think that will be obliterating that station, so let me move that up to there. Station appears on this island somewhere. There it is, in fact. Yeah, the only real difficult bit in this level is not destroying too many of the trees down the bottom, and also you need to run a track across here as well, across the top, so you need to be careful that you don't destroy too much while doing that. Money's flashing red, but we should be okay. Get ready to send this blue one up. Hopefully that red one gets out of the way. Looks like it has. That was close. Yeah, luckily there's a nice path through here that I can make without destroying any more trees. That will please all our green friends. So what have we done? We've done 3 of the 10 and not destroying. Okay. So yes, there are 2 more stations to appear, one around the top centre there and one up at the top right somewhere. So the track layout for this one's relatively straightforward. It's just making sure you meet all of your objectives. So I need to pause this blue one here until the red one gets out of the way. There's a lot of quite nice little features in this game, like the fact that when you start and stop a train, it just doesn't immediately get up to full speed or stop dead. So you have to anticipate how long it will take the train to stop. You also get trains running at different speeds, which on the last level there were a couple of times where I almost had 2 trains following each other on the same track, and the latter one was catching up to the one in front. So you just have to keep an eye on that sort of thing. It's a very satisfying game, this. There is a Train Valley 2, but they introduced a new mechanic where each station provides and requires resources. So you have to do things like take wood to one station, which then uses it to make something else, and then that ends up as the final goods that you need to take to another station. And you also need to transport workers to the station. So to make one item of wood, you need to take 1 worker to the station that makes the wood, and that sort of thing. And it's a neat idea, and I played it for a little bit, but I just found it added more complexity than it did fun. So I hardly play Train Valley 2 at all. There is a DLC which is supposed to introduce more of the Train Valley 1 mechanics back into it, but you still have the other elements in there as well, so it's not quite the same. And I just haven't got the micromanagement, exactly. So I haven't got the patience to work out exactly how many of which train type you need to send from one station to another to make enough of the certain things that each station requires. How are we doing? 7 of 10, so I better make sure I dispatch enough extra trains here. Got a few queued up to leave. There we go. So there's the extra. It's only one tree that I'm going to destroy. Hopefully that won't upset too many people. So he's going to red, then this one can go to grey, and we can bring the blue one out. So let's get that yellow one moving. We may as well do that. So he's off to grey. We need one more train. Make sure he goes to yellow. Can then dispatch the blue. Green across to orange is nice and easy. Thank you very much, game. Just dispatch one more extra train to be sure. I think we should have this level covered. Send the green one up as well, and then probably that yellow one coming down may well be one of the last trains we need to dispatch. Alright, we'll send this green one as well then. You can't actually see, the blue station is the one underneath my webcam. It's around here. Okay, so all objectives met. Just have to not destroy anything, which should be easy given that I don't have to build any more tracks. So as long as I don't crash any trains, which would destroy some track, we should be good for this level. It's a bit close. I'll need to leave a little bit of a gap so that I can switch those points over. Same here. That worked out nicely. Thank you very much. So he's off to blue, grey is coming down to grey. Is it going to give me any more trains? Yes it is. Okay. And another one to grey. Okay, we should be able to send these both together. Get the yellow one out the way before the red one arrives. Oh well, maybe not. We will pause the red one briefly then. Just looking for the little train at the top to go grey, indicating all the trains have been dispatched. Oh, another one. Okay. So he's going down to yellow, he will go up to blue. We'll need that points changing once the yellow one passes over it. There we go, last train is now gone. So once this yellow one is out the way of the blue one. There we go. Another level complete. Which level is this one? Ah yes, I remember. So we have to earn at least 300,000, which will mean dispatching a lot of extra trains, avoiding train crashes and not allowing trains to arrive at the wrong station. The tricky bit with this one is not running out of money because there's an awful lot of tracks to be built in this one. So we will see how we get on. You essentially need to build a big ring all around because we end up a station at the top left, station at top right and bottom left. Plus you need to link in the ones that you have at the start. There you go, so you haven't got enough money to do that unless I go the long way around. Let's get the money for that before we send this one off. Oops. Need to wait for the track to build. I've made that mistake before now. That's good, thank you. Blue to orange is nice and easy. Another orange to red, so we'll send that one out as soon as we can. I've actually built this track one square higher than I normally would, I think, but it should do the job. When this station appears down here, it'll just be a slightly longer link. And there is the station in question. Okay, we've got a fair buffer of money ready for when we need to build to probably the top left station is going to be the longest track bit we need to build. We also will need to build across the top to link the top right and top left stations. We won't send that orange one just yet because this blue one has been waiting a little while, so we'll send him first. There are certain levels as well where pausing is not pausing the game is one of the extra tasks, so I may well have to fail one of them if I need to move the webcam around if it turns out I'm blocking a significant part of the track. Actually, let's not build there until we find out. Whoops, he's not allowed to go to the wrong station, so we're going to have to advance him a little bit so I can send him back that way. And then allow him to go up again. Pay more attention, AD. There we go. Okay, so he now wants a track to red, so let's build that in. We have enough money, so that's good. He's going to grey, so we can't send this yellow one unless I built across the top, but I think I'll leave that one for now. Make sure he goes to the right place. So I think I'll split these two orange ones to get that yellow one out. It may naturally work, we will see. No, I don't think it will, so you'll have to wait a second. So let's send this red one as well. See how they're both going up to basically the same place. He's going yellow, red up to there, he wants a blue, so I think we're going to need to build that top. Probably best to wait until the right hand station appears before we build the track across the top, just so that we don't end up blocking it off like I did on one of the previous levels. So we can send this blue one now. The orange one should be out of the way by the time he gets there. Do you remember I need to earn another $170,000, so need to be getting a lot of extra trains going. Right, I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and build this top track, otherwise we're going to start holding ourselves up. be a bit careful here we don't end up with any crashing. He's okay. The red one needs to go in there. Send that grey one. Down to there. There's our last station. Whoops, don't know what happened there. Am I allowed to destroy tracks? Yes, I am. Let's get rid of that. You want to go to grey, you want to go to orange, we'll do you first. Oops, it's going the wrong way. Sort that one out in a second. So you're going to orange. Need to reverse you. Oh dear. That's what happens when you let it all get just too busy. Let's try again. Yeah, this is what can happen with this level. It can force you to make an extremely long track run at the start. And now I'm down to $10,000. So ideally need these trains to get moving. How much do I need? 2,000 for that with 1,500 tax, so that's okay. Let's get him out of the way. Blue to orange is not helpful when I've got one heading to blue already. Let's try and keep these in order just to make sure we don't have any leaving when I don't want them to. This is starting to work out a bit better now. Oops, wrong way. It's working out quite nicely. If it gives us the keeps giving us trains as helpful as this, it would be good. Just keep an eye on these, make sure they don't catch up. That's helpful, thank you very much. Okay, so that red to blue does really need the track across the top, but we can't really afford to do that just yet, so it'll have to go the long way around. Now green to red. Okay, we may have to bite the bullet. Let's do that. Stop, stop. Not allowed trains to go to the wrong station. That was lucky. Just reverse him a bit, and then we send him back on his way to where he's supposed to be going. Send this blue to purple one round the long way, because we've got one going from orange to blue there. It's going to grey, good. Some blue, send him round the top. Where's the other one? Back to orange, okay. Let's get this green to orange one out of the way, hopefully. May have to pause the blue one briefly. There we go. Send him round the top. Need to get this orange one going. How are we doing earnings wise? Another 60,000, so I better get a move on with that. He's going to orange, that one go down to grey. This one across to red can go across the top. He's going to grey. Purple one will have to wait for now. This green one can go after the grey. Green's going up there, the blue one will send down the bottom. No, send it up the top because we've got this purple one to do. We should be okay earnings wise at least, as long as I don't fail any of the other objectives now. So purple's going, there we go, all three objectives complete. Just need to make sure I don't mess up the last few trains. He's going to blue, we'll send this grey one down. Orange one sorted, green one we'll do in a moment. So he's going to grey, he's going to orange, we'll send yellow up the top. Send the green one down the bottom. He's going to green once we need to change that. Up at the top right. Purple one's going down. Up, stop. Pay attention, AD. Okay, so that has gone grey at the top left. No more trains to come, so I think he's gone up there to green, he's gone down there to purple. What time are we? 4:10. We'll carry on for a little bit more, I think. We've been going just under 2 hours. I do need a drink though, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, so that is the US complete. We're now heading to Russia. The last level in this one is quite good fun. I won't spoil it for you, see if we can get that far. So, do not destroy objects with a worth over 10,000, dispatch 5 additional trains and build 48 or more track tiles. Okay, so where are you going to give us to start with? Yellow to blue. Oh great, so we want to go across there and then up here. Green down to yellow is nice and easy once it moves out of the way. You can see the blue train, the blue station, that's good. Race is done, so spoilers could be on the web by now. Yeah, I try and avoid the web and Facebook and Twitter until I've watched the race. The only thing that's annoying is that my phone has realised that I'm an F1 fan. So it will give me notifications that there are F1 news articles available, and sometimes the headline alone is enough of a spoiler to ruin the race for me. So I need to be careful not to even read the notifications on my phone. Were you watching the race, K-Horn, or if you just spotted that it has finished? I've got Mrs H's teeth in today, I think. Oh, this yellow one's catching up quick. Be a bit careful of him. Now, if I didn't have the destruction requirement here, I'd be tempted to build a parallel track going along there, so I can send trains up and down at the same time. I think I will leave that for now though. See how we get on later on, see if I can afford it. What do I need to do? Not destroying additional trains. Okay, so making lots of money isn't too much of a factor in this one, as long as I actually dispatch all of the trains in time. No, you're going the wrong way. Okay, sort you out. See, we are in the late 1800s here. I don't know if you spotted that from the year at the top right, which is why the trains are steam driven and very slow. Ah, you're following a blog, your PC's not near the TV. Okay, that makes sense. How are we doing here? We've done 4 out of 5, so let's dispatch an extra one and that will definitely cover it. So once this blue one's out of the way, we'll send the red to the green and the blue to the yellow. You got the wrong provider. In the UK, we only get highlights on terrestrial TV now, on free-to-air TV. But I'm a Sky subscriber and pay for the Sky F1 channel, which is excellent coverage. But you know, I suppose it's only about £10 a month only. To some people that might be significant, but it's worth it to me. they do have a good presentation team. Martin Brundle is renowned as one of the better analysts in F1 commentary, so it's worth having for him. So we've met our objective of extra trains. So I need to make sure I build 48 track tiles and I not destroy more than 6,000 worth. So I think I am going to build parallel track here, which meets the track tiles requirement. So if need be, I can have, like I need now in fact, I can have 2 trains going along this bit of track in parallel. Oh, I didn't realise there was another station coming. So I think I will avoid this tree. Because I would hate to fail my destruction objective, purely on the basis of me unnecessarily building an extra track that I didn't need. So you're going to green, we may as well do you down to yellow, and then we can send the yellow up to the purple afterwards. You can view it on German RTL channel, but it's blocked for the mobile app. Oh, okay. It sounds like you're helpfully multilingual, at least, K-Horn, which makes it a bit easier for you. I could probably follow the race in French if I had to. I guess to a certain extent just watching the race with the on-screen graphics is enough. A mildly amusing story. The first time we went to this Belgian Grand Prix, Mrs. H and I flew over to Brussels and then travelled down by coach every day, or 2 or 3 days from Brussels to the track. And then when we were flying back on the, I think it was an Air France plane, they didn't have any British newspapers, so as both Mrs. H and I studied French at school to differing levels, we picked up a French newspaper just to try and glean some tidbits of news that we may have missed while we were at the track. And the stewardess, seeing that we were holding a French newspaper, assumed that we were therefore French, and did all of her stewardess patter, asking us if we wanted drinks and food and things in French. So we had to politely explain, sorry, we speak a bit of French and enough to follow a news article, but probably not enough to have a full-on conversation in French with you, I'm afraid. Oh, we're already at the end of this. Let's speed these up. That was a relatively simple task in the end. Let's see if we can get to the final Russia level, and then we'll probably call it quits there. Okay, so do not allow a train to arrive at the wrong station, earn at least 120,000 and dispatch 7 additional trains. Ah yes, it's this level. I quite like this one. Again, the issue is for the first period you only have this single bridge, so you have to try not to end up needing to have too many trains crossing from one direction to the other, while trying to send your 7 extra trains. So there you go, we've got this one heading from green to light blue, which I can't send, and if it decided to be particularly unhelpful and dispatch it early for me, I would have nowhere to get it out of the way. I'd probably have to build an extra track going down here, because I know a station appears at the bottom right at some point, just to be able to send the train down, stop it, and then reverse it back. But hopefully we won't have to do that. We will see. Grew up 2 miles from the German border. Your childhood dialogue is a mixture of Dutch and German, or a bit more German. Oh, okay. So following it on German TV doesn't sound like too much of a challenge for you if you had access to it. on your app. I will say this for European, in fact, well, the rest of the world in general that don't speak English as their first language are generally a lot better at being multilingual than the Brits are. As far as a Brit is concerned, all you need to do is go abroad and shout a bit at people and they will understand, because they all speak English anyways, which is a bit of an unfair attitude to take, but unfortunately it is relatively realistic. I do make an effort, particularly when I go to France, because I do have, as I said, schoolboy French, to at least try to initiate a conversation in French before switching back to "I'm sorry, I don't speak much French," and doing the rest in English. That was a helpful bridge. Have I got the money to spend on this link? Looks like I have. Oops. That wasn't very good. Fortunately, not crashing and not destroying, not running out of money was one of my requirements. Okay, so let's pay a bit more attention this time. Try not to run out of money. So I guess if the F1's finished, we might well see Hussein spring back up in the chat. Hopefully that green to light blue isn't going to throw a spanner in the works with that long cross for these two green trains. Let's just see. Problem with the French, they refuse to speak other language. There is that to a certain extent, yes. I know some exceptions do exist. While they do have schooling in other language, they simply refuse to utilise it. Yeah, I have found that. The French, I think the one thing I would say is if you do at least make an effort to speak some French to them, then they will take pity on you when they realise that you can't carry on the entire conversation in French, and at least making the effort shows that you've tried. Yeah, I think in general the issue is that the rest of the world do speak in general much better English than we speak their language, so to a certain extent the English become lazy and just not bother trying to learn to speak another language. Obviously, as you say, exceptions do exist. How are we doing for money? Not too bad. this should work out quite nicely. Another 3 extra trains to arrive. That was close. He's going to yellow, sending him up to blue. Actually, got this green one as well. Let's get that one out first. With the Dutch, if they hear you speak a language, they tend to return the favour by addressing you in that language. Can make it hard to learn Dutch. Yeah. I suppose in some ways it's polite, but as you say, if everyone tries to speak your own language, you sometimes don't bother trying to learn theirs. So I need to be careful. I'm not allowed trains to arrive at the wrong station, so keep an eye on that. So I have achieved 7 additional trains. Oh, I need to earn lots of money. I better start sending more trains. You're going up to blue, you're going to yellow, you're going to green. It all looks okay. More do we need? 11,000. Oh, we should be good. So we've got about 6 there and about 8 there. Excellent. So you're going to purple, you're going to purple. This one needs to go to yellow. That one needs to go to red. We'll send them across the top, I think. And we should be able to go down the bottom. There we go. All objectives achieved, so I just need to make sure nothing ends up at the wrong station. So blue, red, and red. Where were you? Red to green. Okay, so I'll send you up the top. I really must remember to cancel these alarms when I'm streaming. So that is the last train, so they should all, you're going up to green, you're going to red, you're going to red. So once that red one's out the way, we can speed up. Hey Cheesecake, I see. Oh, sorry, Cheesecake 2. Welcome to the stream. If it is night over there, then yes, I guess you're a lot more east of where we are. Whereabouts are you? How did you find the stream? Welcome along. Playing a bit of Train Valley. We're we're probably just about halfway through the game now. Started this on stream earlier. What do we need to do? Avoid train crashes, 8 additional trains, and spend lots of money. Okay, that should be easy. Just need to make sure we don't run out. This is another quite spread out level, this one. Sorry, I missed you saying hello, Cheesecake. I was concentrating frantically on the that level I was just doing. Thank you, K-Horn, for welcoming them along. He or she, a bit difficult to say. So how many extra do I need? 8 additional, but it's spending lots of money, which I can do by sending additional trains, which helps. Yep, I thought it would do that, so let's send this one. Have we got the money to do that? 20,000 just about. Okay, I really also want to build a track going up this way, but I don't have the money for that just yet. So let's send this grey one the long way around for now. Better than nothing. Can always fill in that track a little bit later. Just need to be a little bit careful of the cash, down to 7,000. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Send this one up here. 8,000, yes, we can afford that. Make sure it goes to grey. Get this red one. Actually, we'll send the orange one first. How long was Cheesecake here for before I spotted his the message in chat? K-Horn. Hopefully they didn't leave because they were being ignored. Thank you for responding at least. Yes, I thought that might happen. We need to move this track down a little bit. Am I allowed to destroy things? Yes, I am. So let's do a little bit of adjustment to this section of track. Send it down one level. Nope, didn't want that. That then means we can do a nice little link up there. It's much more satisfying. Wasn't too long, looks more like a flyby visit. Yeah, it could quite possibly will be. K-Horn. Bit of a shame I don't get too many visitors to my stream, so it would have been nice to say hello. Okay, you're going up to orange, that one up to red in a second. Okay, let's have a link up there to make that a bit easier. How am I doing? I've nearly met my spending target and I need another 1 or 2 trains. So that's good. Grey to blue is always a nice route for it to give me. Thank you very much. UNSA need to push my channel over with Tish. Yeah, it would be nice to have a few of Tish's army of viewers over here. There we go. So that's the number of trains. I now need to spend another 8,000 or 9,000, which is a couple of trains. So I need to make sure I do that before time expires. One more train should do it, it would appear. Oh, or build another bit of track, that will do. Wasn't a particularly helpful routing, like blue to purple with those trains that were going. Let's get the grey one out of the way. Purple to orange is nice. Send him up there and we should be good. Sometimes I'll be playing this game and reach what I thought was the end of the level and not work out why it hasn't finished, and find that I've had a train sat at a station waiting for 5 minutes that I hadn't even noticed. Just trying to make sure I don't do that this time. Good luck, this purple to orange will be the last train. No, it won't. There we go, spoke too soon. Okay, that's all the trains, so let's speed that up. What time is it? 20 to 5 UK. How many more missions have we got in Russia to do? If it's 2, I think we should just about do it by 5 o'clock. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's go submarine building, I believe, on this one. I didn't even read what we had to do there. Avoid train crashes, earn at least 220,000, and no trains at the wrong station. So, this is, I do enjoy this level. This is one of the ones I replay on quite a regular basis. A lot of conflicts around the centre of this, which make it quite fun to play. I'm also not entirely sure where I'm going to be able to place the webcam, so we'll just have to see what happens. Because we do end up with a station somewhere up at the top left. I think maybe the centre left might be the best place, because there's a station at bottom left as well. As you can see, the old favourite of a nice little circle that I can send trains around if I need to. Often comes in handy. There's a little trick to this one as well. You don't send it straight up. Do a little dog leg, otherwise you mess up a junction that you need here a little bit later. Probably shouldn't have done that. Hopefully that won't get me into trouble with this one going from blue to orange. Nope. Yep, not allowed wrong station, so that was lucky I caught that. Oh, come on. Thank you. Hopefully that train will slot in behind the other one. Yes, it does. So I can then bring this one down. Light blue to grey is nice, thank you. It's all working out quite nicely. Once these other two stations appear, I need to make sure I've got enough money to run tracks to them. But it should be okay, I would imagine. That was very close down at the bottom there. No, wrong way again. Gotta stop him. Oh, there we go. Purple station. Oh, you can see it up at the top left. That's good. Get these moving. Get the orange one going. Then this one. Do the link over to purple, send this yellow one, we can slot that in somewhere I'm sure. No, wrong way. Stop, 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 stop. Thank you. Right. Let's get this mess sorted out and then see if we can carry on. So you're going up to orange, you can come down to green. Let's bring this yellow one. Dear oh dear. Alright, for the purposes of completing the level I wanted to complete on the stream, I'm going to do what I said I wouldn't. and not complete all of the objectives on this one. So run you over to red, purple can go, let's bring this one down to blue, that one down to grey, send you over to purple as well. Tish has a nice helpful community going on. I also see this with some of the other small communities. Yeah, it's whoops, another crash. It's something I would love to be able to build up if at all possible, but we will just have to see how things go. It you know, it takes a lot of effort. I appreciate to build up a community of people who will come and watch you long term. So we'll just have to see if we can manage to do that between myself and Chops. Where are you? Down to grey. Okay. Down to green. Okay, that's the end of these last two trains. Sadly I can't fast forward because I need to stop him. Okay, that should do. No other trains waiting to go. That's good. Alright, so I failed miserably there, only achieving one of the 3 extra missions. But at least it'll give us a chance to have a go at the final Russia mission. So I'm not allowed to stop trains. I need to dispatch 10 additional trains, and I'm not allowed to crash trains. So in readiness for this, I am going to take a bit of a drink. Bear with me a second. Okay, let's go. So this is one of the levels that I play on a regular basis, so I could almost draw the entire track in before before the other stations have even appeared. The difficulty with this one is linking these two stations here. Unfortunately, you can't generate a loop of track that will allow them both to go to each other, which is a bit of a shame because the end of the world is only 2 squares out and you need 3 to do a decent loop, I think it is. So you end up just doing this sort of thing. So we can't go from green to blue or blue to green. But luckily a station appears down here, a yellow one, near the bottom, which allows you to divert trains into it and then back out, which is handy. And there's a little bit of a surprise to come in a few moments, which I won't spoil. I think it's the first time they've used this mechanic in the game, which is threw me a little bit the first time it happened. There we go. So what is about to happen is that another train is going to enter from the top, drive very, very slowly, and the first one always goes to the grey station. And then you'll see what happens when it arrives. So I'm not allowed to stop trains, and I'm not allowed to crash trains. So I have to just allow this train to wind its very slow way to the grey station, making sure I set all the points appropriately before I can carry on with what I'm supposed to be doing. I could probably get that green one out in front of this, but I won't. What I can do is use this yellow station now to go back up from green to red, because I have no link up in that direction. I can turn the train round in the yellow station and then send it back up this way. Yeah, trains that enter the wrong station leave automatically, which is something you need to be aware of when playing. So again, to get this one from blue to green, I'm going to send it down into the yellow and then back up. That one needs to go into green. Let's send this one up here first. Once that's out of the way, I can send this grey one. It's probably enough of a gap. Yes, certainly is. Get this one coming down into the yellow and then back to the green, and we'll send this one the long way round to the yellow. If need be, I can always divert it into the grey if it looks like I've mistimed it, which I may well have done actually. Yeah, so I think we'd better send that one through the grey. I meant to point out, when the train arrived at the grey station, we're now building a rocket down here. The next one, I believe, goes up to the purple station. And if you look carefully on the back of it, you'll see it's carrying the second part of the rocket. Let's get this blue one out of the way, light blue. We can always send the rocket up to the red station if we need to, but I don't think that will be necessary. Let's hope not anyway. No, that will clear, that's good. Oh, I messed up. Alright, I'm going to fail this one just so that I can at least complete the level. Well, that's a rather unsatisfying end to the stream, having to not do what I said I would set out to do at the beginning, which is to do each level until I successfully get all of the challenges done. Anyway, hope you're not too disappointed. So you see now we've got 2 bits of rocket, and the third bit of rocket needs to be delivered down to the orange station at some point. And then I wonder what will happen. Oh, we've lost a train up there. That wasn't supposed to happen. Luckily it comes back. I certainly did have fun KOing, but it's a little bit disappointed, like I say, that I'd set myself the challenge of getting through all of these levels and not able to make it, unfortunately. I will return. I'll do this on another stream and go back and complete these 2 levels as they should be done. many more extra trains do I need? 2. I've just sent that one, so let's do another one just to be sure. Okay, here comes the last special train. Let's see if we can get as many of these other ones out and to their correct stations before it arrives. Looks like we should be able to do all of these. We'll get this one out orange to grey. If you're wearing headphones, you might want to mind your ears for this. The next bit does get quite loud. Yes, we're hoping that no one's going to come on and complain about chops, because it was a shame. Yeah, I'm also trying not to refer to it too much. So certainly no issues so far. At the end of the day, it's my account, so it's not like she's using it by herself. Okay, so keep your eye on the rocket. Yeah, that was exactly my thought, K-Horn. It's me streaming, and you know, occasionally she joins me. There are plenty of other streamers who have their children on stream without any issues, so I would hope it won't cause a problem. So there you go, we just launched a rocket, and that's probably as good a time as any to finish for today. So we've done 3 of the 5 areas within the game. Sadly, 2 at the last 2 levels we didn't manage to do all the challenges like I had hoped, but I guess we'll just have to come back to them some other time and see how we get on. So if you could, there's similar ruling on YouTube, so like it looks like a valid setup. Yeah, that YouTube do explicitly say that people under 13 are only allowed as long as there is an adult visible on camera with them. So I'm hoping that Twitch are equally sensible. So let us have a look and see who can we raid. Courtney Twinkletoes playing WWE is about the only one I can think of. Any streamers that you know of, K-Horn, that are online at the moment who you think might be worth a raid of? If not, we will raid Courtney Twinkletoes, who is currently playing WWE 2K20. While we try and work that out, thanks everyone for joining me. It's been nice having a chat with you. Nice chilled puzzle-based stream for a Sunday afternoon. Thank you those of you watching the F1 for not spoiling it for me. Not really any that pop up. Okay, we will raid Courtney Twinkletoes then. If you could hang around and say hello in the chat to Courtney Twinkletoes. AD raid would be good. Look out for some more streams. Not entirely sure when the next one will be. Maybe another dual one with Chops and I Monday or Tuesday of next week. We will just have to see. Okay, so I guess all that remains for me to say is thanks a lot for keeping me company in the afternoon, and look out for some more streams. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.